Let's start with something Donald Trump hates more than fact checkers. Poll numbers, because numbers don't chant, they don't wave flags, and they definitely don't wear red hats. According to the latest Reuters Ipsos nationwide poll, only 39% of Americans approve of Trump's immigration policy. More than half the country thinks this has gone off the rails. And this isn't some liberal bubble poll. This is after Trump promised law and order, and after he sold mass deportations like a late-night infomercial. Back in February, approval was 50%. Now, 39%. That's not a dip, that's a slide down a greasy pole. ICE went too far, says America. Here's the number that really makes MAGA influencers sweat. 58% of Americans say ICE has gone too far. Not maybe, not we're unsure, too far. Only 12% think ICE hasn't gone far enough. That's not a silent majority. That's a loud minority yelling into the void. And look at the breakdown. 9 out of 10 Democrats say ICE crossed the line. 6 out of 10 independents agree. Even 2 out of 10 Republicans say, yeah, this is getting ugly. When independents bail, elections follow. That's politics 101. Minneapolis, where the narrative broke. Now let's talk about why these numbers collapsed. 2 U.S. citizens. 2 dead. Both in Minneapolis, both shot by immigration agents. First, Renee Good, killed during a raid. Then Alex Preddy, a 37-year-old nurse, shot during protests. The administration says he assaulted officers. But the problem is, the videos don't back that up. And in 2026 America, video beats press releases every time. Once those clips went viral, something changed. This wasn't just about immigration anymore. It became about power, force, and accountability. When viral videos hit Republicans where it hurts. Here's the part that really matters. And this is where actions start working. Those viral clashes didn't just spark protests. They triggered panic inside the Republican Party. Why? Because Republican lawmakers are already facing voter rage over rising prices, shrinking paychecks, and grocery bills that feel like luxury items. Now add this, midterm elections in November, control of Congress on the line, most state governorships up for grabs. And suddenly, immigration brutality isn't a strong leader look anymore. It's a campaign killer. The Minnesota domino falls. And then, boom. Chris Medell, a leading Republican candidate for Minnesota governor, drops out. Not because he lost momentum, not because of a scandal, because, in his own words, the immigration crackdown went too far and made the race unwinnable for a Republican. Let that sink in. A Republican quit a governor's race because Trump's immigration strategy poisoned the well. That's not activism failing. That's activism changing the math. Even Trump changes tone when the numbers bleed. Watch Trump closely here. At first, he blamed Democrats for the deaths. Classic move. But then, the polls hit. The videos spread. Republicans panicked. Suddenly, Trump says he's on a similar wavelength with Minnesota's Democratic governor. A very good call. Friendly, calm, cooperative. That's not leadership, that's damage control. The bigger picture, approval in free fall. And it's not just immigration. Trump's overall approval rating? 38%. That ties the lowest point of his current term. This is what happens when strength looks like chaos and security feels like fear. Why this matters and why this isn't over. Here's the takeaway Trump supporters don't want to talk about. Public pressure is working. Videos are working. Voters are connecting prices, power, and policy. And that scares politicians more than protests ever could. Because when approval collapses, policy follows. And this is exactly where part 2 begins. In the next section, we're going to look at what happens when economic pain, immigration backlash, and election math collide, and why this story is much bigger than Trump himself. Stay with me, because this is where the real consequences start. Listen, right now, the world is being engineered by a handful of powerful elites, and we are not invited to the table. Your future wealth, your democracy, your freedom, is being shaped without your voice. If ordinary people don't unite now, the future will be owned by billionaires and algorithms. Right now, only 15% of you watching are subscribed. That means 85% are gambling with their own awareness. This isn't entertainment. This is your financial survival kit. Subscribe, like, and share. Not for me, but because if we don't organize information today, we will pay the price tomorrow.